Hi guys, Johnny and Mr. Forexfire. A little bit dark on the camera there, but hey ho, what we're going to do, I'm going to be looking at starting an FTMO demo, okay, a demo account, and we're going to use the Trade Management Center. And I'm just going to try and do these short little videos, and I'm going to show you the sort of stuff that I'm doing. I'm testing, forward testing. We need to do this as a group, but hopefully doing these little videos is going to help you, the sort of thing that I'm looking at and what we're going for. Okay, so first of all, I just want to bring up the thing where the Trade Center Manager, it's a fantastic, phenomenal system. First of all, what you want to get into the rhythm of doing is not over trading. Okay, this isn't here to get as many trades as you can. You only need to get 1 to 2 setups a day. That's all you need to do, in and out. Okay, I'm going to show you what I do to get the probabilities stacked in your favor. Okay, I've started a 200k demo account, and we're going to use small risk, and I'm going to introduce the profit calculator as well. Okay, so I need you to watch these. When you watch these videos, I need you to click the emojis as well. Okay, if you click these emojis, it tells me you are watching them. If you are watching them and I see the emojis, it means I can see that it's content that people are actually wanting and people are actually viewing for me to do more. Okay, so that's the bit of housekeeping out the way with. So first of all, I'm just going to share the screen. And at any time, I might sort of pause the record and then come back to it. So if I come in and I come out, it just means I'm sort of trying to go between gaps. Now, I've set up an FTMO. Okay, and you can see on here FTMO, and we've got some signals have come in. Now, generally, what I would do is just have a look at this. We'll go to a new tab, and if we go to forexfire members.com, okay, I've got a profit calculator on here as well. So you can go onto our website, okay, and you've got your position size calculator here. So come on our website, forexfiremembers.com, and get yourself geared up with looking at a profit position size calculator. Now, I'll run into this bit in a moment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little look at what we're seeing on price. Okay, now, I got asked this question this morning from another member. You'll see on here, we've got some traffic lights on here, okay? These are the time frame, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, half hour, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. It's giving you an overall summary of what it's sort of edging towards, either a buy, a sell, or strong buy, okay? The numbers inside of these areas here is situated to the TP level of the time frame. So if we just do the top line, we've got on the 1 minute, there's a 78. So that means there's a 78% success rate of the 1 minute going to TP1. Okay. We move over 5 minute, 67% success rate of a chance of a sell from the entry to the TP1. 83%. So again, when you're looking at these numbers, these are the success rate of these going to the first TP level. Okay, so now you know what these numbers mean within the trade, the Legend Trade Management System. So we'll pick a random, again, Euro GBP. We can see 100% success rate on the 4 hour. Now, if I click on this here on the 100, it's going to take you to that there. It's had 16 trades, 16 wins, no losses, based upon the structure point of the 4 hour time frame. We've hit and went through all 16 trades, and we've won all 16 trades. That is to the first TP level. Okay, so again, I've got to stress this again. You can either click on the clickable numbers, and on these numbers, and I'll say this again just so it sort of it gets engraved onto your memory. In these numbers, top column, it's going to give you time frame. Down column is going to give you a number. That number situated is the success rate of the first TP level being hit. Okay, so now you know what those bits are. What we're going to do, we're going to go back down to a 15 minute. I primarily look at the 15-minute charts for these. I do not get in on the 1 minute. You can test, please forward test on what you're doing, but please steer with a consistency level of what you're risking. Steer with that true form. Don't overtrade. Take 2 or 3 trades a day. Report back to the Discord on what we see. Okay. So now I'm going to have a look at the Euro GBP. I can see there's a buy signal. So technically I'll see where 3 areas are. We'll see in the trade signals area. It's green, telling us there's a possible buy. And if I hit TP3, it's given me the position to the TP1, 2, and 3. Okay. So this at the moment, it's a buy stop. So we need price to come through and activate through this area. And then overall, if we just go back, we can see there's a success rate of 56% for it to go to TP1. Okay. So that's too little for me. It's when you get towards the 50s, it's like flipping a coin. So what I want to do is I want to give the probability and as much stacked in my favor as I can. So I will always look for areas that say like a TP1. It's got to be at least 80%. So you could come on the 15 minutes on the chart here rather than doing through the cycle. So it saves you looking through what you might need to see on this here. And you can see on the 15 minutes, we can see the Euro USD, there's 83% chance. However, it's been mitigated. Okay, let's go down, go to the next 80-odd% one. We can see the Euro JPY. We've got a position here. It's already mitigated into the TP1. Let's take another look. The next highest number from the 89s is in the 70s. So the Euro Chef, we've been fully mitigated. Let's take a look at from 78. We're looking at 76 on the U card. Again, these have been mitigated. And you just need to cycle through these. So from 76, we're looking at around about 73. We've got a position here possibly. Okay, so I'll take this as a trade. We've got 73%. TP2, I want to be in the high 60s as well, okay? So you want the probabilities on percentage-wise to be as high as you can. When it gets to TP3, there's parameters we can set on a trade setup to work in our favor. So yes, it's like flipping a coin to get the TP3, but there is things we can do for the whole slice of pie. We can sort of divide it up into segments for partials. So if we go into risk-free, it's not so much a flipping of a coin because it's risk-free. If you get that 73% TP1, happy days. If you get the 64% TP2, happy days. If price should come back from its area of TP2, and we already should be in risk-free by then, if it comes and knocks us out, we are already taking a little bit off the system. And what I mean by that is we click the buy. Okay, I can see the SL is 702 points. Now that's huge in fairness. Okay, that is huge. So what we're looking at is a 200k account, and we're going to break this down. So you should be using proper risk management. So I'm going to go back to the forexfire members website, and we're going to see right. Well, my account size is 200,000. Okay. You're then going to come back into this and you're going to see 702 points. Take away the last number, it's 70 pips. So what we do is we come back into this and we're going to see, right, 70 pips of stop. Okay. We're going to be looking at the pair, which is GJ, so GBP, JPY. So what we'll do is we'll bring this into play for us. We'll just bear with us. Let's go back. GJ, we need to have a look at Forex. We'll just select that one there. Let's take a look. GJ. Okay, 200,000. We said it was going to be a big 70 pips, so that's too wide for me. But again, as long as you are putting in your risk, I'm just going to risk a 0.10 on this occasion, okay? And if I go to calculate, it's going to tell me based upon a 0.10 risk on this trade, 70 pips on this account, it's telling me the lots to trade is 0.42. Okay, so it says 0.422. So I'm just going to go back into the trade setup, and I'm just going to put 0.42. So what's that? What that is doing? It's overall going to risk on the parameters. It's going to risk 0.10% because it's our first trade. I want to use a low risk percentage. Okay. Yes, it's a 70 pip huge gap. However, we are factoring in within those 70 pips. We want to control the amount of lots that's being used. So again, we run it down. You need to put the currency that you're using. In this occasion, it's US dollar. The instrument or the asset is the GBP, JPY. We are seeing the trade setup on this is 70 pips. You take away the 2, so that's giving you 70. Okay. So we factored that in, and then we're going to say, right, we want to risk a 0.10% based upon the 200k, 70 pips, GBP, JPY, US dollar. Forget about this here. You're then going to put in calculate, and it's going to tell you your risk that you are risking on the lot size, which would be here the trade lot size you need to use for the 0.10%. It's just going to be overall at $200. Okay, so if we come back out of this, we can see we are looking at a trade setup, a buy stop. It needs to push through this barrier to be able to activate. Okay. Now, if I go to the break-even stop loss, I'm going to see it at 100 points, which again, take away the last number, is pips. So 10 pips. I'm going to factor in my spread. I'm going to say, right, move the SL to just above break-even into 2 pips. Okay. If I submit that, you can see we automatically set that as a parameter. Okay. Yes, we can see here the SL to the TP isn't the greatest. However, we are factoring in the move to stop loss. There is a percentage rate of 73% for this to go to its first TP. Okay, it's on 22 signals, 16 have won, 6 have lost. So it's just the risk you're going to have to take. Okay, so again, we go into here, we go into the amount that we were going to do, which was 0.42 per trade. So again, 0.42. That's going to risk me around about the 200. You see here, the SL 200, around about 200, 199 for an SL. When we did the calculator, the overall risk, you see that pairs up with this. Okay, so hopefully you're following along with this. This is fantastic. We then go to the partial, and then on the partials, I want to sort of take partials off. So you just select these to on. Okay, you go to submit, and it's going to shave off so much of the trade. So to explain this, we hit the entry, we go 10 pips into profit, we go to around about this area. You're then going to go to risk free. Okay, we go to this part of the pie, it's going to give you this slice, and it's going to give you that amount of money. It goes to this part of the pie, it's going to slice that amount of the money. Let's say it goes to TP3 and it shaves that amount of the money. So you've banked this, and this. Now, it might not go to the full TP. It might decide it comes back down, and then it goes to where your SL has moved to break even. From there, what that means is you've just banked these 3 areas, but it's also giving you what the SL is just above the break even area. Okay. Now, I'm going to submit. We'll submit the order. You can see it's come down on the bottom here. So again, 0.42 is the lot size. It's a buy stop position. It will not activate until we get through that point. Okay. Now, if you want to see how your trade is doing, you can go to the tops of here, click the double window, click the double window, click the double window, and it's showing you the structure point. Okay. Again, you can go to the magnifying glass and go further in, or you can hit the minus to go further out. And we're just waiting for this to activate on here. So that's the first trade that we are testing that we're going to put on here. I'm going to put 2 trades on this today. Okay, so we're risking a 0.10. I'm going to go and try and pick another 0.10 trade up. Okay, so again, bring the legend dashboard up. Let's take a look. So possibly I want to try and have a look at a 5-minute entry this time. So I'll work upon 5 minute and 15. So I'm going to look at the very, very top, see which is the biggest number, 92 on the NZD. We can see it's been mitigated through. So the next highest number is 84. It's been mitigated, 84 down to an 82. We're mitigated through that. From the 82, we are looking at 79. I wouldn't get into this because it's already mitigated through 2 TP areas. 79 down to 78 Euro GBP. 78 onto 78 USD. It looks like all these are going to be more or less mitigated, to be fair. And then 78 down to 74. Now, this is where I would do my lowest at the moment, 74% chance. Let's take a look, see if we can find somewhere on the hour first of all. Odd USD 95, no. 89, no. 83, no. Again, you want to see these have not been mitigated. 82, no. We'll try the 4-hour. We've got the 100, that's mitigated through. 85, again, mitigated through. 79, mitigated through. So I'm going to drop back down onto the 5-minute again. 74. I'll enter this one. Again, I'm just going to go to the buy. We can see it's 329 points. Okay, so the other trade is not activated on us yet. So what I want to do is just treat that other trade as if it's lost. So the other trade was going to be £200 of a loss. So I'm going to put 180,000. Okay, so it's 180,000. And then when I have a look, I'm doing this because I'm edging me bets. If it does lose, I'm still only going to be risking a 0.10, if that makes sense. So I'll come back into this. I can see this was 329, so that's might as well see a 33 pips. We'll come into this and we'll see it. The pair was the GBP odd, okay. GBP odd. We'll get this on. And the pip size, sorry, was 33, we said, okay. So we're basing this on if the other one had lost, we're going to risk a 0.10. So overall, on the 2 trades today, we'll have a 0.20 of a risk. So we just under a quarter of a risk for the day. Calculate that. So this is telling me that we're going to want to risk around about a 0.82 or a 0.8. We'll go with 0.83, I think, for the overall risk. If I go on this, 0.83. We come to the break-even part. We activate this to stack it in our favor. 100 points, which is 10 pips. We want to move the SL to break even by 2 pips. So this is going to be a buy limit. We need price to come back down to touch into this. Again, overall, we might get it. We might get it. We're going to go to partial close and we're going to take off the partials as well. Submit those. So then it's going to add these in as well. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll submit that order. Now I've got 2 positions. Now I've got 2 positions set up with regards to using the profit calculator, risking only 0.10% on each trade. So overall, the risk for today is a 0.20. And what we will do, we will come back and we'll check on what these trades do. Again, not going to enter anymore. What I want people to do is just try and focus on building themselves a plan. And within that plan, you need to do what we call a forward test. Okay. So I'm just going to share the screen one more time and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. If you were to go to the Discord, okay. So let's say you're coming to the Discord and you're going to have a look. This is what the benefits of doing this is. Inside of the Discord, you're going to see an area in the drop down. If we come into this, It's going to be called trade block testing. Okay, have a little look through this, the block trade testing. It's going to tell you what to do to build your plan, the rules and discipline that you're going to give, what you are needing to follow, and then it's going to show you on this bit on how to set up a block trade test. Okay, so you're collecting data, and when you first do a block trade test, what you will want to do, you want to work upon a profit factor. You don't want to worry about the percentage gains, the percentage in value that you of sort of winning. We need to look at things on a profit factor basis, because if you are getting anything above a 1 or even towards a 2 or more, okay, and you take a block test of say 100 trades and you see that you are, in this instance, I did one a while back in May, just to show everybody, I got a profit factor of 1.81. Okay, that was done over a course of 100 trades. That told me the system, the rules, the stipulations, and what I was following was telling me the plan and the structure of what I was trading was a consistent of a high level, simply because I did it over 100 trades. Yes, these take time, but to be able to move forward and get yourself into the right frame of mind and the right consistency, you need to be putting yourself through these. Okay, you cannot just rush into things and have a system and think it's going to work straight away. You need to have that system. You need to understand that system, and then you need to build your path. The path will take you along a course of learning, and then when you go along that path, it's then going to give you data points that you can check, and then you can refer and look back onto if required. I don't mind looking over this with you or getting on a chat with you to discuss how you can set these things up. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at. Again, 2 trades are set up. None of them are activated. I know I've got a buy stop and I've got a buy limit. I know I'm only risking a 0.20 of my account size today. I want to see what these 2 trades do. If they activate, I know I'm in safe hands, because this part here, where it says on and on, okay, you can see it's the break even to stop loss. So that means 10 pips of profit. It's going to move the SL to 2 pips of profit. So I'm in a risk-free trade. We push towards the TP. The TP levels in this instance, we are looking on the GJ, the GJ on here, which was, it was on the 15-minute, I do believe, the GJ. We were looking at 73% strike rate. So even if we get the 10 pips and have the move to SL to just above break even, we've got a 73% chance of us hitting the TP1, which is going to take off even more of a partial. And likewise with this. So overall, guys, this is what I do. This is what I look at when I do this. It's just about finding your edge, sharpening your edge, implement that, and then just attack the markets little by little, bit by bit, compound every little bit. What we'll do is I'll pause the video. I'll come back to this a little bit later, and we'll see if we've getting an entry, and we'll see if we've grown this account by even a little bit. Again, when you first start, you need to do these in bits. You can't just go and swing for the fence. You need to build those small pots of equity. Okay, I'll pause the video for now, and I'll be back in a short while. All right, guys, so I'm following price on this at the moment, okay? And again, like I say, I'm doing this live. It's just obviously pre-recorded. I can see the TP2 areas being struck through, okay? So I'm basically, I'm not fancying this GBP odd no longer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel this trade off because it's already cycled through the TP1 and 2. So I'm just going to get rid of that trade there, and I'm going to try and find a new one. So G odds off. I want to see what the GG is doing. Again, we're waiting for the buy stop. So I'm still fancying my chances on this one. Which would bring up that legend board again. So again, we're going to be looking at the numbers on it. So it says you have to go, I wonder what's on this, I wonder what's on this, I wonder what's on this. Okay. You can basically look at your time frame, and you can say, right, I don't tend to want to trade on the 1 minute, if I'm honest with you. I just want to do 5 minute, 15 and half an hour. So I'm going to go on the half an hour this time, and I'm going to look for the biggest number. Okay. So I can see 91s there. So we can see, looking on the trade signals, price is mitigated through these. So let's have a look for another big number. 83 for a sell. So we've got a position there on the Swiss franc. Again, just going to minimize this. Yep, so I'm going to have another look. I might have a look at this one here. So I'm going to base this upon a sell, okay? Again, we need a sell limit, needs to come back up and touch this. I'm going to base this onto the Great British Pound Swiss franc. Again, we're going to see 180,000 because we're going to try and say, yeah, we may lose the last trade. So GBP, Swiss franc, we're bringing this into play. Yes, we've got a trade set up, but we haven't won and we haven't lost on it. So we've just got to act upon as if it's a loss. Okay. So we're staying within that low risk parameter. So again, we're looking at 325. So that's more or less 33 pips because 325. We'll go 33 pips. And what we'll do is we'll see, right, Swiss franc. I did see a 33, didn't I? Let's take a look. Yeah, 33. So we're looking at the Swiss franc 33, 0.10 risk. Again, we haven't built any equity yet, so I want to keep this pretty low. Going to calculate that position. Again, I'm only going to be risking just under the $200, okay? So the lot size I need to use on this is a 4.78. So let's have a look at this. I'll say, right, we're going to do the partial. Again, parameters you've got to set. 100 points is 10 pips, 20 points is 2 pips. That's your break even. I'm going to see the partial. I want to start shaving these off as well. This is going to sort of build the profit up on here. We need a 0. I'll see a 48, 0.478. So we'll go 0.48. Okay, so again, position size 0.48. You'd see this will probably come up towards the 200. Yep, there we are. So we're more or less there. Again, I might increase that a little bit more. That's a little bit better. So what we'll do is we're nearly at TP1 now. So I'm just going to submit the order there. And then we've got 2 trades in there. So now we're looking at the GJ and the Swiss franc. I might put a third in as well. Let's see if we can see a third. So we were basing this upon the 30-minute. Okay, so we were on 83. We can take a look. UCAD 80. Right, so we've got a buy position here as well. We just go to a buy position here, 46 pips, U card. Go on the calculator. I'm going to go on to USD card. I'm going to select this. Now again, I'm going to do this as if we've lost again because we haven't actually hit a trade yet. Okay, so take $200 off. We're going to be risking up, so we're going to be seeing 160 is possibly the total. What I want to do from there is the pips was at 46. So we're going to see it's a 46 stop loss, risking 0.10. I'm going to calculate that. So I'm going to bring this up a bit more. Okay. Simply because we're only at $160. I want to try and risk around about just under 200. So again, if I up that risk a little bit, there's a 200. Calculate that. So I'm happy with that. Risking 200 at a time. 0.567. So I'm going to go for a lot size of 0.57. So we're going to come back into the trade. We're going to see, all right, 0.57. We're going to factor in our risk-free. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see, all right, and the partial. Going to factor that in as well. Okay, so we've got those set. Go to submit. I've now got 3 trades set up. I'm going to get rid of the window. So then if I want to cycle through anything that I'm doing, okay, you don't need to drag and drop it from this side. You can just get your pair, okay, drag and drop it from there, and it's going to cycle that through like that, just whatever you're looking at. I can see there's a 1 hour euro odd come in. So let's take a look at this, the euro odd. Euro odds on the 1 hour. Euro odd. 1 hour at 95%. Again, we'll go to the buy. 90, no, that's a huge stop loss. So again, you're using the calculation of the profit factor, okay? So again, even though that's a big SL, you're going to see, right, euro odd, okay? You'll look at that and you'll think that's a huge SL. It is. But in reality, what you're doing is you're looking at this, you're seeing, right, 92 pips of SL. You can factor in 92 pips, okay? And you only want to risk the 0.10, okay? Now it's going to calculate and it's going to tell you the exact trade size that you want to be. So yes, there's 90 odd pips of SL, but you're still getting the money at risk. It's calculating that risk and you're still below the 200, okay? So 0.27, I would say. So just do the break even bit again. We'll come to here again, 20, we'll submit that. And then if we go to the partials, and if we just submit those, submit that, and then we can see here. So I'm going to do the lot size. It was 0.6, 0.26, sorry. So come in here, and if we put 0.26, you'll see on here, it shouldn't go above the 200, and it hasn't, okay? So we're just going to do that, and I'm just going to say, right, I'll knock that up a little bit more, 0.28. Yeah, I'm happy with that because we're below the 200 a trade. So I'm just going to go, right, submit. Okay, so now we've got 4 trades. Okay, now we've got 4 trades. One has ended. Now, what I want to show you as well is account protection. Okay, so on here you've got account protection manager. So to get that on again, guys, you need to go to this bit here, account protection. It brings up this. So you draw down. You want to put in, right, well, we've got 4 trades. There's no point. There's 0.10 on each trade. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to put a 0.5% risk daily. Okay. So if I enable that, I know I'm in within my risk manager. At the moment, I'm risking 4 trades at 0.10. Overall, I do want to risk more than 0.5% a day. So that'll gives me the option to at least do another trade. Okay. Now, if I do that and I lose all these trades, this management is going to recognize that, and what it'll do, it'll close off your MT4. Okay. Balance what you want to do. I don't normally go for a daily target. I will go for maybe a weekly, and I'd be happy if I did what, even if I did 2% a week. Okay. What that would do is when you're compounding your profits, okay, when you're coming in, you might go 1, 2, you've got 5 trading days, okay, so you might go into your 3rd trading day, you might hit the target of 2% for that week. You then know you've got 2 days where you can just rest. You don't have to be at the charts every day, okay. So that is the account protection side. Now I'm not going to go too much detail on the other things, so because we're going to slowly introduce what these other bits and pieces are. What you'll see on here, again, I'm going to run through this. What you can do on here, guys, to give you the edge, you can click on these automatically, and it'll be the Euro USD. We can factor in the 100 to 20, okay? So that means SL, or the profit when it goes to 10 pips, 100 points, will move to just above break even of 20, which is 2 pips, okay? Submit, you'll see the light comes on. Do the same on each of these. All you're doing is just changing the 10 to 20, and it just means when you are factoring in a trade on these, this parameter is already saved. Okay, so my advice is to do that on these. Again, just do that. Set these two all to on, but make sure, like I say, you put these on 20 points of profit. Right, so it looks like we might have taken a bit of profit there, or I've closed something off. I think I've closed something off by accident. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. No, we've ended another trade. That's what that sound was. So we'll just submit that on. And we're going to submit that on. Now you could do the same with your TPs, okay? You could do Set these to all on. There's nothing wrong with that. Just see it on and on. It'll shave the profits off. Okay, we'll just do this, do this, do this. Shave it on. Just saves you having to do it when you go through the setups. Okay, with 4 more. You don't want to be setting this on the SL because when you come into drawdown, you're going to be sort of closing your trades off when you're in drawdown. That just makes you lose money. Okay, so again, we've got these to set on, and we've got these to set on. So now you should have an understanding on what I look at when I look at the time frame and when I look at the numbers on here. It's instead of cycling through this, I use the time frame and I go to the highest numbers first. When I do that, I then look at what the positions are here. So again, we are looking at the 1 hour. Yeah, I'm going to look at another one. I'm going to look at is this the AUD USD to be mitigated? 94 on the Euro GBP mitigated. We can see 89 on the USD GPY mitigated, 89 the GJ mitigated, 85 U card mitigated, then 83 U chef. I don't really trade this one. Let's have a look at some on the 4 hour. 85, 81. It's already mitigated through 2 TP, so I'm not really fussed about that. 80. Right, so we've got to sell on the Euro chef. Okay. I'm just going to take a look at this. 61 pips. Right, so this is going to be the final trade for the day. So Euro chef, 62 pips. Go on to here. Euro chef. We're going to be looking at 62 pips. Calculate that. Right, so we're going to go for a 0.22. Okay, 0.23 on this one. So just going to go back to the position. 0.22. We'll just double check on this. 0.62, 0.22. Yeah, 0.22. And then we've already got the break even set because we set that on the dashboard and we've already got that set. Okay. So again, just submit this in. And what we'll do is we'll submit that order. Okay. So now we have our 3 or 4 trades. We are risking less than 0.5% overall on the bigger picture, but we've got 4 positions open. We've got the parameter set where we move the SL to break even when we hit a 10 pip target. If we push further through the 10 pips, we hit the take partials. We are going to be taking partials as well. Okay. And then from there, if any or if all of these lose, we know that we have only risked 0.10 of a trade of a risk on each trade. So we've got 5 positions. So that's 0.5%. We've got the account protection on at the moment on the balance of the total balance and 0.5% on a daily. This is switched on. I'm going to turn on the enable for the 2% gain for a weekly aspect. So this will watch the profit loss. And then as we move into what we do with the profit loss ratio, you're going to see this actively live start telling you what you're doing well. Okay. So again, overall risk, just to confirm that, I set it on about 0.5% is what I want to risk. You can see here live total at the moment 0.54 risk. Okay, the total lots that we are risking on these trades throughout are 0.70. Okay, we've got 3 pending orders. We've got 2 that are open at the moment, and at this time we are 0.01% of in drawdown. Okay, so now I can pause the video. I'll come back and we'll see where we are. Currently we are around about 12 or $13 down, but I'm not letting that concern me simply because I've got the parameters in place. I'm following a structured path, and I understand that if we get to where we need to be on these partials, the system will act accordingly and it will take what I need. Worst case scenario on this, what I've done today, it would take 0.5% off my overall balance. But let's come back a little bit later and see what the trades have done for us today. So 5 positions. We've got 3 positions open. Okay. And we'll see what happens to see if we can grab some profits. I'll be back in a short while. All right, so just as an update, guys, we can see we're a little bit of profit at the moment. We go to the journal of the history. Okay, you can see here. We grabbed a little bit of profit. This was simply because the GBP GPY, it went towards its profit area, and it's probably taken the TP1, and then it's came back and it's went out at just above break even. So it's given a little bit of profit at the moment. So we are in a little bit in profit on the account. However, overall, the two positions that are open at the moment are both in drawdown. Now, if I close this off, excuse me, if I close this off, I can see the two that are in. I'm just going to do the GBP Swiss franc. We can take a look at this and we can delve a little bit deeper in it. Okay, we can see here, this is where we are on the drawdown at the moment. Again, what we will be looking at is price to come back into profit. When we go into 10 pips of profit, we'll be moving the SL to break even. Again, we just need to sit in our hands. This is a 4-hour trade after all. So this could be going on for some length of time. And if we look at the euro odd at the moment, this one was based, I don't think, was this one a 4-hour as well? It might have been. So again, we did activate through the trade, but let's have a look. Let's have a look. So it's a buy position. We went about. No, I did it or did it not? I don't think. I don't think we have. We went 10 pips, so I don't know why this is not sort of kicked in on its setup. Just need a partial sell limit. So now this is on a sell. Oh, this should be in profit actually. Euro odd. Sell. Euro odd. It's on a sell at the moment. A sell limit. Back into this. What was that? Minimize this. This is the TP. So this is reversed on itself. It's now telling us it's a sell. So let's go on the dashboard. Let's get into this. Put the trade, not the trade strategy. It'll be the trade signal. It's saying it's a sell. Strange that, because I thought it was a buy, to be honest. So but I'm going to keep this as it is at the minute. I'm not going to mess around with it because that's the parameters were set. Okay, so again, we've got the account protection on this at the moment. So which it is what it is. We're just going to let it do what it needs to do. However, I can see on the technicals, okay, we can talk about this bit here. So you can, you know, the RSI you normally do, over 80 is normally overbought, below 20 is normally oversold. Okay, so we can see in here the RSI, the relative strength index, which is what it's called. We can see here it's pretty standard throughout all time frames. It's in the middle, so we're not overbought, we're not oversold, so we could be seeing some sort of consolidation in a moment. However, the moving average on the top here, and this is without me actually looking at this, we can see we are down on the 1 minute and 5 minute. Okay, we're in a bit of a buying position on the 15, half hour and 1 hour. Momentum at the moment, we would like to see this turn green, as well as the 5 minutes. If the 1 minute and 5 minute turns green, then we know we're going to be going back into a bullish phase. Now, the relative strength, what we're seeing on the relative strength, it indicates we're about midway. So again, it is what it is. That's what we're looking at. We're looking towards getting the bullish power into this to come back into profits. I'm not worrying too much on this because, like I say, we're only around about a pip or two down at the moment. Overall, we are in profit at the moment, albeit it's only $4.71. But again, we've got these on higher time frame setups at the moment. So again, I'm just going to pause the video. I've got, and in fact, no, I won't pause the video. I'm going to have a look at the trade setups on this at the moment. So I'm looking for a buy position, a buy stop on this at the minute. I'm going to keep this one in. The U card is telling us to sell at the minute. So I'm going to cancel that one off. Okay. And this was on a 15 minutes, 5 minutes. We'll see what's going to tell us on a 5 minutes. So it's telling us 5 minutes for a sell. So what we'll do is we'll try and look for a position on a sell on this. So again, we're using the preference of the order management 25. So we'll do 26 pips. Okay. This is on the U card, 26 pips. We'll go to the profit manager, 26 pips. USD card. I'll just highlight that into a thingy, 26 pips. And I only want to risk a 0.10%. So this is telling me to risk this amount, it's going to be a 0.835. So I'm going to do 0.84. Okay, so if we go into here, 0.884, and we'll click on this. This should give us around about 160. It has done that. I'm going to submit on this at the moment. We'll just take a look. So 3 pips. Yep. Happy with that. Happy with that. This is wanting to push. I think this one's wanting to push higher, to be fair. So again, this may want to push higher before it comes out because we're very bullish here at the moment, you know. Be nothing wrong. I'm going to put that in anyway as a trade. I'm going to look at the Euro Chef. I'm going to minimize this out. There we are. So we're on a sell stop at the moment. Again, very, very slow. You can see here on the 5 minute on this here. We've got the 5 minute, 15 minutes, half hour, and the 4 hour. We'll see what happens on the 4 hour. I can't remember if this one was set up on the 4 hour. It was set up on the 4 hour. Right. So this one was based upon a 4 hour entry. Going to keep that one there. We've got 2 entries in at the moment. Overall, if I go to the FTMO, we'll see what it's telling us on here. Go to the metrics. Obviously, it's only closed one trade out, so it's not going to show you a huge amount, to be fair. So, again, one trade coming in. We've been around 0.03 of drawdown at the moment. We haven't lost anything, but this is where it's the true drawdown at the minute. So at one stage, okay, we were around about $60 odd at its lowest point. So this is relative. It's what you call relative drawdown. So it's what is actively live at the moment. We've been in around about 0.03 at its lowest point. The profit at the moment, this is live as it is, we're around about $30 or when it last did the data feed update. Okay, so again, I'm not going to worry about too much about this. I can see at the moment we've taken $4.71. Okay, one trade where it closed out. We've got 100% win rate at the moment based upon the 0.42 of the trade here. But again, we're just like sort of collecting data. And if we go back into the trade ideas, again, if these were to stop out, I'm not overly bothered. I'm just sort of trying to find the edge, trying to find the parameters. And it's all about when you first start off, you need to come onto this. You need to go to the forexfire trade position size calculator, put in your risk. You only want to be risking 0.10 first of all. Get your lot sizes, what it's telling you on these trade IDs here. So when you go to the seller, you've got 617, which is 617 points. It's like 62 pips. You put in that position in here. You want to risk, based upon that amount of pips, you want to risk a 0.10 when you first start off, and then you can calculate, and it's going to give you your lot size. So on a 200K account, obviously it's going to be around about 100 odd to $200 per trade you're going to be risking. But overall, so far, so good. Again, we're just sitting our hands. We'll let this do what it needs to do, and I'll be back in a short while. Right, okay, guys, let's just see if we can get something on one of these 1 minutes. Okay, so we've got the JPY at the minute. It's a 1 minute signal. I'm just going to go to this here. It's 10 pips. So JPY. Let's just see if we can get some on here. JPY. we can say, all right, we're going to add this into the favorites. We're going to select it. We've got 10 pips. I want to risk a 0.10. Going to calculate to 2.36. Okay, so 2.36. 2.36. 2.36. Okay, we've got the setup for the break even and the partial. We've got a limit order, so I'm just going to submit that. Okay, we should get a bounce back into here. And we've got the take partial areas as well. So again, this one here is a success rate of 89%. Just see if we can use this to get into a scalp. Again, we've touched into a trade there, the GBP JPY. I just want to see that if we use the correct risk ratios. Okay, I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still, I've got 5 positions. 3 have opened, and I'm only risking that 0.10. So again, I'm only risking towards a 0.5% for the day. Okay, we just want to see if we can get a quick in and out on this. Maybe scalp something. You can see on here, the bottom corner, the profits is going up on it. To be fair, let's just see what sort of thing we can get. We might see while we're on camera, we might catch the SL move to just above the break, even if we continue down. The position on this at the moment, it's an 87% chance of it hitting the TP1. Okay, so again, if I go to this here and I look at what's going to be roughly a 10 pip move, that's 2 pips. That's only 3 pips. 10 pips on this anyway is going to be pretty far down towards the TP3 anyway. So again, we can see on here, we're around about $20 odd of profit. What we could do is maybe bank some of that in a moment, to be fair, because if we're looking at the trade as it is, in fact, let's just see it. Let's just see it go down. We've got a 87% chance to TP1. Let's bank that. Okay, so if we bank that profit, it's given us a little bit more on this side, because like I say, I don't want to sort of get too much into the 1 minute trading, but we've banked the 1 minute trade there because it went to TP1, a success rate of 88%. Okay, so we've closed that trade out manually because we've been at the desk. This has now bumped our profits for the day up to $23.21. And if I just go back onto the FTMO side of things, just see if that sort of correlates with what we're seeing on here. We'll just go to the metrics. I don't know if it's updated just yet. We would need to find out. Let's take a look. So no, it's not updated yet. What we'll do is we'll pause the video. I'll come back on screen. We'll see what that's showing. But at the moment, guys, what we're seeing is we've taken that little bit of profit on the 1 minute trade. Okay, we could possibly maybe look at another 1 minute shortly. I just want to see if we're going to start coming into some profits on the higher time frame stuff. But this is the sort of generalized thing that I do. I'll start to try and build a small equity pot up at first. And when we start to build those equity pots up, we can then maybe increase an overall daily risk ratio. Like I say, I'm starting at 0.5, maybe increase it a little bit more per trade. And what we're doing is it's like cutting an orange. When you cut an orange, you have segments in the orange. What you want to do is say, and that's your orange, and you're going to be looking for 4 trades per day. Okay, so you're cutting your 4 or 5 trades, which is the orange, in half, and you're going to segment the overall risk into each of those trade setups. Okay, so like I say, I just for purposes, I've said around about a 0.5 risk on a day-to-day basis when I first set this up. So I've put that orange in half, 5 trades to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and 0.1. Okay, and it's all based upon, and like I said, I've got to keep saying this so it engraves in your head. When you're going to forexfire members position size calculator, you are looking at the overall trade risk. Okay, so you're looking, when we click on this, you're looking, this one was 10 pips. You're looking to put in your 10 pips on this occasion, and then you're going to put a part of that orange is in the segments as 0.10 over risk. Okay, it's going to put the parameter of 0.10 risk into the 10 pips based upon that account size, and it's throwing out the trade lots at around about 2.36. Okay, again, when you're opening multiple trades, you want it to act upon when you take your first trade. Okay, on this account, with it being 200k, I said I wanted to risk a 0.10. It was going to risk around about $200. So then when I know that, I'm then going to come down from what the risk initially was, which was 180 at the time. I then went down to, as if the other ones were going to lose, I was going to see the account balance could technically be 180k, and then I take it down by another 200. You know what I mean? So I'm just sort of slicing it off, slicing the orange down as I go along. I hope that sort of makes sense. At the moment, again, we're starting to look towards coming back into the profit area on the EU. Okay, so I'm just going to move the EU. I'm going to go back onto, I think that was on the 4 hour we were looking at on the EU, to be fair. So if I just get rid of this, we'll drag and drop that EU over once the video sort of catches up with itself. So we're going to minimize that. Take a look. Come on, guys. There we are. And we're going to move the EU, drag and drop it into here. Okay. Now we can see we're starting to move towards where the entry was before. Okay. Currently, we're around about break even now. Hopefully, we're going to start pushing up towards here. We need to get towards this area of the TP1. That TP1 is just over 12 pips away, or just over 10 pips. So when we get towards that area, we're going to get the move SL to break even, risk-free trade, hit the TP1, it's going to take the partial, and then hopefully we're going to be attacking the other areas. Again, at the moment, which is what is putting me off on this, okay? I had this as a buy. This was coming as a buy. For some reason, it has switched its parameter. And the only thing I can think of is it's because we've broken this structure. So we've got a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, swept the liquidity from the top. We've come down and took the opposite side of the mountain. Okay, so steps, like a stepping stone, impulse, pull back, impulse, pull back, impulse, pull back. We've broken the lower high here. So now we're creating what we call a change of character. Okay, so we got a high, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, you know, and as we're coming down, we're breaking the structure points. If we break in this one and we've broken that one, which is this here, this is why it's probably swapped over from the buy position to the sell. Again, we just need to persevere with it. We'll see what happens. Again, we've banked around about $23. It is what it is. We might have a look at some more 1 minutes, I think, as well. So again, if I just go onto the Legend dashboard and bring up the trade signals, I'm going to have a look at some of these 1 minutes, get in on another entry, because I'm doing 5 trades and I'm only risking 0.10. So I've got another position I could possibly try as well. So we're going to go to the highest number, the GU. So that's mitigated through 88, the audio SD. And again, you can use the top area up here. Okay, the USD is really strong at the moment. The order's pretty weak. So again, this is why it's probably selling off. We'll have a look at that position. It's telling us 5 pips. This is why I don't like the short-term ones, because like I say, 5 or 6 pips, this is going to quite easily go towards this area, you know. I want a bit more. I want to see a bit more. We've already come into the TP1 as well, you know. So as we've come and took the liquidity from here and prices come down and took that liquidity, it's got to create it. So it's either going to create it by making a lower high, so highs, lower highs. Is it going to turn on the lower high here because it's coming to this liquidity here? Will it then come down to attack this lower low because highs, low lows, lower highs, low lows, take of liquidity from the lower highs, pull back into from the lower low into a lower high, will it then come to attack this lower low to maybe come to take a TP2, you know? So again, if I was to take this trade would not activate until it done the stop loss, okay? The sell stop. So what we'll do is 6 pips just about. This is the odd USD. Let's just see if we can find it. Odd USD. Bring this in, 6 pips. So we'll go 6 pips, a 0 point. In fact, we'll do, a 0.10. We'll base this upon the 200 because we've got a win now. So we'll just go straight for the 200. Calculate. $3.33. So we come into this. And if I do 3.33, this should come around about £200 or so, $200. Yep, there we go. So what we'll do is we'll submit that. Okay. Now we've got a trade there. Now what we're looking at on the odd USD on price action wise is price to go from where it is to come through, hits this, activates. Okay. Now we wouldn't get the 10 pips. In fact, we will get 10 pips before we get the TP1. Okay, so 10 pips of movement, it'll move the SL to break even, then it'll come down and do a partial here. Price is starting to drop down towards that entry. I'll try and stay on camera. I don't want to try and make this video too long if I can help it, to be fair. Again, what we've done is a cyclement of price. We've come down on a trend line down, took the liquidity here, so we've made a new high, come back higher low, higher high, higher low, impulse higher high, higher low. We've come up, swept it, but then we broke the previous higher low. So it's starting to do a change of character. Come back up. This pullback from the impulse has not taken out this high. So again, it's a change of character and a change of sentiment. So the price is going to go to the downside. So then we come down and we've attacked this low here. Okay. On this impulse, we swept, taking the liquidity. As you take liquidity, you've got to create it. So we need to create a new lower high. We've done that. We've now pushed through an entry. Okay. So now we've got an entry. We want to get towards TP1. We just want to keep an eye on this odd USD at the moment. Okay. We want to hope that it's going to come down and push towards these areas. Now, it's not looking too good simply because we've got the 1 minute moving average is green. We want it to be red, to be fair. Again, this might come and take us out, to be honest. So we might hit the first loss. The relative strength index, again, it's showing overbought or in the middle at least. Okay. We don't have much breathing space on this. And I'm going to try and stay on this pair at the moment just to see if we can get something out of this. So the Swiss franc, GBP Swiss franc's coming down. I'm just going to get rid of the technicals at the minute. Just highlight this. Just interested in what this is going to do in the 1 minute, to be fair. If I can get this into about 20 or 30 pounds worth of profit, then I might start to sort of take it. We bring this down to here. Bring, not the technical analysis. We need to trade signals. So again, now we're getting the push down. It might be worth taking this soon, just to scalp a little bit off again, just to build that pot up. We're coming down. We're going to shave a little bit off the profit, I do believe, or we might move the SL to break even. That's 1 pip. 10 pips is all. In fact, 10 pips is quite a way off. I thought this was going to be around about 10 pips. This here is 15 points, so this will be 1.5 pips, to be fair. So I want to look and try and close this out if I can, to be honest. I overlooked what this was. I thought it was going to be in pips, to be honest. But it's in points. So I'm not liking this trade at all, to be fair. So if I get this just above break even, I'm going to close it out. Let's just see if we get this. So there's the break even a bit more. I'll be happy. This is why I don't like to touch the 1 minutes with these. Right, a bit more, just get a little bit of profit. This could go against us. Going to close that out, guys. So then we're getting a bit more profit in there as well. That might have hit a loss, to be honest. Account history, 333 profit. So we banked a little bit. So now I've got the account overall at $16.55. We're just going to let this play. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to sit on the two trades I've got at the moment. The euro, Swiss franc, we've got as a possibility. Again, just to run through what we've got. On the 1 minute, I want to go on to the 1 hour. So again, we're going to be sitting on this. We're going to see if it comes in. If it does come in, we've got a TP. It's a couple of hundred, 144 to be fair. The U card, just drag this over. Again, this one's not acting the way I would expect it to. We've got a sell stop position, so it's got to break through this area here. Okay, it's got to break through this here to be able to get to this. Now, when I look at this structure-wise, lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Moving average was starting to come above the moving average. So this here, the trend, or I should say the entry, is a bit like a support area. So if we don't come and break above where the SL was going to be set, we might actually get tagged in, which I wouldn't want to be fair, because the trend of the moving average is starting to sort of come back into it. Not so much a bullish term, but it's looking towards that. So what I may do, this is on the USD card. I'm going to close that out because I don't like the look of it, to be fair. So now that brings us back down to 4 positions, or 3 positions, sorry. So again, we're sitting on our hands. We'll see what the Euro chef is. Another quick look on this. This may activate in a minute, to be fair. We've already come to a TP1, got the 15 minutes. Oh, chef. I'm going to come out of that as well, guys, because I'm not liking the look of the structure point. It's consolidating a little bit too much. So far today, let's go on to the FTMO. Okay, let's just highlight the FTMO, see what we're seeing. When we came up, we were quite high. We took a little bit of a downturn. Today's profit, it says minus 23. Again, this is live data feed, and we were at the worst around about $1,111. I want to go onto this feed and trade. It does tell me I'm up overall, but because we've got a live P&L with 2 trades going, we are down by around about what, $20-something or so. Okay, so we're going to pause the video and we'll be back in a short while, and then we'll sort of close this video off. Right, so we're back in, guys. I can see we've taken another little bit of profit, so I'm just going to go to the history. Okay, it's only been a small bit of profit, to be fair. So again, it was the odd USD, so it may have been a case of this had let's check, look, 315. Again, the times on here is not confluent with what's on my time here. So this is the broker times. So what we're seeing at the moment, a little bit of profit. So far overall, we've just had profits all day, shaving bits off, whether it's been we've moved the SL to break even. It hasn't quite hit the TP, but then it's gone back to the break-even area and it's cut it off. We took a nice 1 minute one before for about 20 yard. I know that. The trades overall around about $20 in profit. Again, when you first start off, you're not looking to risk huge amounts. You want to be looking at three or four trades. I know I've done 5 today. You only need really 3 or 4 trades when you first start off, and you don't want to overload the system. Get them 3 or 4 trades in. And just as I finish off this video, again, go to the forexfire members website, use the calculator, put in your account balance size as it stands. Okay, you then need to do the currency you're trading in, pick the pair that you're doing, whatever the trade system is throwing up on you. Like I say, it could be a variance amount of pips. Okay, you need to come back onto here, put that amount of pips in here, and then put the risk per trade you want to do. I'll always start around about 0.10, 0.15, okay? Because you're putting a selection of trades, which is the segments of the orange, the overall, what you're doing. Like I say, your orange is what you're calling your day trading. Slice the orange on your day trading, you've got segments. Those segments are going to be based upon how many trades you are taking. Okay. I've never went over 5 trades for the day. I've risked no more than 0.10 on a trade. Okay. And each one of those segments is going to equate to my account balance on this legend dashboard on the account protection, no more than a 0.5 daily loss. Okay. Now at the moment, I'm up by about $20. Not a huge amount of money. I know, I understand. But you need to set your stall out to find your edge, to give you the edge to keep you in the markets for longer. Okay. You protect your profit protection. Put this on a weekly, put yourself with maybe 2% or 3%, switch it on, and then it's just going to give you a protection either side of the fence. So this is your path. This is the path you're staying on. You're doing that orange, cut it into half. Your segments, okay? Your segments are how many trades you're going to take on a day-to-day basis. And then you're going to reduce what you're going to be doing overall on a calculation of a daily sort of overall risk. I'll normally do either a 0.25 or I'll do a 0.5, okay? So I dissect the orange. That's how many trade setups I'm going to look for on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to divide that 0.5 into how many trades I'm going to take for the day, okay? So then that'll divvy it up. So if you do go against you, because sometimes we have days like that, if the trades do go against you, at least you've got the drawdown, loss protection, the calculation workout, as in your daily trades as the orange, slice the orange, 5 trades inside that orange, segments per trade. I had 5 trades, so it's 0.1 on each thing. So if each one of those trades lost, my daily allowance, which is my stretching point for me when first starting off, is a 0.5, which is 0.5%, which is what you should ideally be looking at. If that gets it, fair enough, I accept it. But at least I have set the path, the structure, the stall to say, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I'm doing. I've got the TMC working for me. I've got that Guardian in. But on the other side of the fence, you don't want to get the greed the better of you. So you do a profit protection. So on a weekly basis, you want to run about a 2% or something daft like that. Don't go stupid. Don't go silly. Don't say I want 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%. Be realistic with this, guys. Put yourself when you're first starting with this, because you were risking that 0.5%. You want to sort of double yourself up on your protection on your profit side. So in this instance, I'm going to go for, yes, it's a 0.5, which is 0.5% protection on the loss, but I want to try and gain towards 2% on a week basis. Now, if these trades come in and they stack, and you get to your 2%, you may even get towards your 2% within the first day, and it closes it off. Stop your trading for the week, okay? Just stop the trading for the week because you've gained 2% on the account. Now, on this at the moment, I've got one more trade. I'm going to keep this as the last trade for the day. If it comes in and it does anything, happy days, it's going to give me the profit. Again, this may still go against me overall because what we've got is around about 200 risk, you know. But if this loses, okay, it's 180 odd there, I've already got around about $20. It'll just bring the risk and the drawdown to around about $160. Yes, it's not great losing $160, but overall, risk-wise and management-wise, that would only equate to maybe a 0.08% drawdown. At least you've dipped your toes in the water. At least you've had a go at it. Again, this looks like it may head into some form of profit at the moment. It's heading towards the break even, you know. So again, as the day goes on, you don't want to be stuck in a trade for too long. You need to also look at the aspect of, are you happy with where you're at currently in the blue? You do not want to have these set and forget sort of things. There's still an element of being able to manage the trade and an element to understand that, yeah, this trade's been open now for the last hour and a bit. It's not really moving. If it goes into a little bit of profit, I'm happy with what I've banked at the moment. Yes, it's only a small amount, but again, The markets aren't moving for me. Let's wait till these get just above break even. In fact, I'll do that with this. I'll wait till it goes a little bit of break even. And what we'll do is I'll just go right. It's moving now for me, actually. We'll just see if it's going to move a little bit more. A couple of pound if I can get that. Let's just see if we can get that. It's wanting to move. It's pushing. It's pushing. It's gone back into a little bit of drawdown. Let's see if we can get this in a little bit of profit and we can close it, okay? Let's just have a look. I don't want to close it out on a loss, to be fair. Although I could still do that and I'm still in a little bit of equity. We'll give it a minute or two. We'll just give it a minute. Because it's wanting to move. I'll pause the video for a second. We'll come back in a while. We are at $19, okay, of profit. I'm happy with that little bit of a start, a little bit of a push. Rome was not built in a day. You need to expect that it's a slow process. You've got to understand that you've just got to build upon the bits that you do. And you're not going to get off to the best way I can put it, I'm sorry about this, but the best way I can put it is the more you start getting the wins, your greed's going to basically kick in. And you don't want that factor of trading to get the better of you, because when the greed kicks in and you start seeing win after win after win, you think, oh, I'm untouchable. What happens then is you start increasing your lot sizes, you start going out of your path structure in your edge, you veer off into the forest. When you're in the forest, you can get burnt. And then what happens is that turns greed into fear, because you're starting to lose. That fear then turns into revenge trading, and that's the worst thing you can ever do, is revenge trade, okay? So again, while I'm talking on this, we can see we're starting to come back to the break-even area. I'm just wanting to see this, see if it'll push back down a bit more, and then when it does that, I'll close it off, and I'll continue with these videos each day, and we'll make it into a series, you know, and we'll just see what we can do with it. We're just gonna I'm hoping this is going to go to the break even before I stop the video, to be fair. We just need to continue. I'll pause the video. I'll be back in a short while once we see if this comes into a break even, and then I'll do an end of day sort of thought. Okay, guys? So I hope you're enjoying the video so far. And like I said, take your time when you're trading. I'll be back in a short while. Just remember, before I close this off, we were at $19.41 profit. I want to back it just a little bit more, just to give us that little bit of an edge and a bit of a pot. Be back in a minute. All right, so there we are, guys. I'm happy with what I've done so far today, just to give an introductory video, okay? $20.77. Yes, it's not going to set the world alight, okay? And I'm going to get the people on where, if I put this on my YouTube or if I put on Facebook, they're going to say, well, it's only $20. I don't care. If I'm doing that each day and I'm just stacking it and I'm stacking it and I'm stacking, I'm happy with that. Yes, I've got this huge equity account to sort of trade with, but it's like anything when you start off your trading. It is pointless swinging for fences, okay? I've shown you a concept of what I'm doing with this. You've got the tools, and this tool is worth nearly 2K at retail price. We have it for free inside of our Discord. So if you're watching this video and you're not inside of our Discord and you want to get the use of this tool, just reach out to me, okay? There'll be links in descriptions to get part of the Discord as well. From there, guys, I'm really happy with just sort of showcasing the sort of mindset of what I do when I'm first coming in on a trade. I set an FTM up to show you. We started at 200K. Yes, we were not at huge profits. We stack the probabilities in our favor. We understand the risks we're getting into. We are using the other tools from outside of the Discord, which is on our forexfire members website. It's the Forex trade position size calculator. We are not wanting to risk. You've got your orange, like I said, day trading. Day trading, it's the analogy of it's an orange. Cut the orange in half. You have segments. You're going to fill your segments with what you're doing trade wise. You're going to have so many segments, and in those segments, you're going to say, right, I do want to risk when you first start no more than 0.5% for the first setups in the first trading day. How many segments or how many trades are you going to take? You do that and you divide it by whatever the percentage size. That'll tell you how much per trade you can risk. You look at the trade manager, you come in, you see, right, where this is telling me a setup, and we just go to one just as I close this off. If I go to a trade, it's if I say, right, well, this is a buy. In fact, we might get in on one here. So we're going to buy, just going to see what we are. 295, okay, so it's telling me your buy stop. Uh Buy stop 295. GBP is pretty strong. GBY is weak. Yeah, I'll get in on this. So what we're going to 295. So we're seeing 30 pips. Okay, so I can now increase this a bit because we're at $200,020. I want to risk a 0.10. The overall was 29 pips, so we'll see a 30 pips. Okay, 30 pips, 0.10. We're going to calculate that 6.6, 0.6.6. So I'm going to go 6.7. So I'm going to open up the trade. 0.67. This will calculate it. This would tell me that's going to be just below the $200 that I wanted to risk. And there we are. We're at 133. What we'll do is we'll do that. We've got the TP on. We'll go to submit order. Okay, and then we've got that submitted. We'll close that off. And then obviously when trade hits this, it's then going to tell us that we're in on a trade. So when it pushes through that, what I want to do is I want to, yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys. Again, overall, $20. I'll leave this trade room. I'm going to pause the video. And before I stop the video, we'll see where we are. Okay. So I'll be back in a short while, guys. All right, so just to close this video off, guys, okay, I'm going to keep this trade running on my end, and then I'll sort of continue on tomorrow, maybe do another add-on with this. We can see at the moment I'm nicely in profit now, around about 30 odd dollars, around about 14 or $15 profit on this one, okay? I'm going to end the video on this one. However, what we'll do is, like I say, we'll continue with the video of series on this. At the moment, I'm around about 7 pips, more or less at the TP1 area for this to take so much of that partial off. We'll see, has it actually done that? Account history, GBP, GPY, it's taken 0.16 profit, $7 of profit. So now I'm up to just under $30 of profit at the moment. We can see, yes, here, GBP, GPY, we've taken, so it's taken part of a partial off at the moment, okay? We're around about 40 odd dollars up overall, you can see here, okay? And we're at about 27 profit loss banked, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to possibly, I'm going to, in fact, do I stop the trade? I don't think we're breaking. I'm going to stop the trade there, okay? Now I'm at $36.93, so I'm happy with that at the moment. So I'm just going to stop the share and have a little chat. And then what we'll do, we'll have a look at the FTMO in a minute just to see if it's updated. So, preferences. I go back on what I mentioned about the analogy of the orange, cutting the orange up, and obviously you need your segments in there. So you want to be looking around about 3, 4, maybe no more than 5 trades a day. Okay. Now, when you do that, you need to say, right, well, I'm going to take that amount of trades, but at the same time, risk-wise, and guys, you really need to sort of be in this for the long term. You need to understand that, yeah, you want to be profitable, you want the money. Everybody wants that, the money, but the more you chase the money, the more you're going to end up getting burnt. Okay, so look at it this way. Do what I've just done there this morning. I haven't overly went like deep in with 2 feet, you know. I understood that I've set up a new account. I understood that there is a risk element in this. It's nice to build that little bit of equity. It would have been nice if one of those trades that I set up had been a runner and it went on to go further than the TP1. However, I'm in this for the long term. So I'm understanding that if I've got that move the BE to break even and a little bit of pips, if it returns back on me, it's risk-free. Hey ho, a couple of quid, but you'd be surprised just how much these stack up. And you can see that what I've just done there today. Again, a couple of these went to TP. It shaved a little bit off. That last trade of what I did before done that. I'm happy with what I'm there. I'm content with that. Yes, it's only demo. Yes, I could push the boat a bit more. Yes, I could try and get even more. But the more you understand what you're doing and what you're getting into and just saying, yeah, there is a lot of risk involved in this. You want to stack the probabilities into your favor. Okay. And again, this is how you should be trading. This is how you should be treating trading, no matter what you do, whether it's live accounts, whether it's demo, whether you're sort of pushing buttons and just practicing. You need to have a structured path. Okay. You stay on that structured path. You understand that if something goes wrong while you're on that path and the setups that and the parameters and finding your edge, if you stay on that path, something goes against you, you can say, right, yeah, I took a loss. Not nice, not good, but at the end of the day, I stuck within that path of parameters. Okay. The minute you start moving SLs, the minute you start going higher on your risks, the minute you start doing anything that is outside of that path, you are then bringing in too many variables, which is then going to harm you because you're not going to understand why you lost. You're not going to understand why there's that much of your account gone. You need that structured path, the guidance, and just saying, this is what it is. This is my trade plan. This is what I'm going to do. And just to close it off, like I said, I'm going to go on the share screen and I'm going to go into the Discord. This is why I go heavily on about when you come into what we're doing in the Discord. You need to work through everything that we have in here, but more importantly, you need to start looking at this sort of stuff with the build your plan. It's just below the community chat stuff. You need to start looking at this. Go through the building your plan. Look at starting to do a block trade test. Do these sort of things. If you need to, you need to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I can give you the sort of support and guidance of what I've gone through and what I understand on what I've done on my journey. Okay. And that's why we've built this. We can put other areas in here where you've got your own little personal journal space as well. So if you want something like that done, let me know. But guys, you need to start looking at this stuff where it's building your plan. And when you read and watch and listen through what I see on here and understand it, you then want to start setting up a my FX book and start looking at doing a block trade test. Yes, you're going to get yourself down in the dumps if you're losing, but it's staying on the path, okay? Doesn't matter what happens. Put your blinkers, stay on the structured path. There are your parameters. You stick with that. You build your data. We look at the data together. We can see what's happened. We can see where you've possibly gone wrong, what's going right for you. If you need something refined or sort of dialed in a bit more, you look to see what your profit factor is, and that's what this is about. Forget about your percentage gains. When you build and collect data, we are doing so many trades in a block test. We are looking to do a profit factor first. You work upon your profit factor. If that profit factor is, as I said earlier, between 1 and a little bit more, we can see that the structured path you've set yourself is working. You then turn the dial. You can start to increase the risks a bit, and then you can start to perform and going for the percentage gains. And like I say, there's a huge depth of knowledge in here. And I done this, and I went through a day-to-day block trading test plan and strategy. There's some good content, some videos in here, how to set things up, how to get writing down on your plans, how to set your own rules, just putting things on an Excel sheet on what the sort of concept you're going to be looking for on these things. Okay. And then on top of that, you're then going to collect the data. And this is what I did over the course of a month. I think this was back in May of this year. I grew an account by setting myself up the parameters, my plan, my structure, and my block trade test. I was able to grow an account in the space of so many days by around about 20%. You can see that I do not hide behind numbers. I've got no need to. And again, guys, like I said, we could possibly also build upon what I'm doing in here. Yes, this is only an FTMO, but you'll only have 2 weeks to do it on an FTMO. If I just go to the metrics, we can have a look to see what's going on here. And again, this is early days. This is a nice equity curve. Yes, we had a little bit of a slump mid-day, and then we come up, and then we've gained that back. Okay, we can see here profitable day. First year, it's only $30 odd, nothing to scream about, but it's still building the equity into the balance. Okay, you can see here the risk that I took and what I had in place with the parameters. The overall drawdown or relative drawdown was around about 0.05. That's nothing. Really is nothing. Okay. And again, you can see the win on here. We've got a win rate of 85.71%. The average RRR is just over 1 point odd. Profit factor at this stage, this is what you're working on when you first start. You need a profit factor of 1 or more, because working on the profit factor, it tells you it's a sustainable strategy, it's a sustainable method. As long as you are throwing in numbers like this, you can then, when you do your block trade testing, you can then go and turn that dial, increase your risk per trade, increase what you're doing, and then you're going to be taking your trading to the next level. Okay, we'll continue with this. This trade account that I've got now is a 2-week trade. It's an FTMO demo, so we'll see what we can build upon on this. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, guys, click the emojis. It lets me know that you are watching this, and hopefully you're taking a little something away from this. My name's been John Docherty, Mr. Forex Fire. I will see you on the next video.